High school basketball prodigy Mikey Williams signed a lucrative deal with Excel, projected to earn him millions, well before completing high school. With a massive following and numerous endorsements, his path to NBA greatness seemed assured. However, one fateful evening altered his trajectory. Faith in God played a role as he faced a daunting predicament. 9 felony charges loomed over him, potentially leading to decades behind bars, shattering his basketball aspirations. But how did America's brightest high school talent plummet so abruptly? Let's examine the ascent and subsequent downfall. Few basketball narratives encapsulate the rise to glory and the swift descent like that of Mikey Williams. His basketball journey began early in a family where excellence was mandatory. His father, Malin, shone as a high school player at Sweetwater, while his mother, Charisse, excelled in collegiate softball at Hampton University. This blend of athletic heritage, backed by strict discipline and tenacity, set the stage for rising stardom. Williams started playing basketball at age 4, constantly surrounded by the sport. It was during middle school that he truly garnered attention. A viral dunk in 7th grade launched him into national fame, drawing comparisons to a young LeBron James and amassing over 3 million Instagram followers. "I was just a kid in 7th or 8th grade. Business was foreign to me," he recalled. The swift ascent was not by chance. It was meticulously guided by his father, who foresaw the potential to elevate his son's career beyond traditional routes. At only 13, Williams made history as the youngest athlete to secure a nil deal with and won, worth 6 figures, paving the way for high school athletes to monetize their fame. "My dad orchestrated everything," he admitted, detailing how he was often unaware of the big picture. Upon entering San Isidro High School in 2019, expectations soared. Yet, no one could anticipate the staggering performance he showcased as a freshman, averaging an incredible 29.9 points, alongside 6.7 rebounds and 4.9 assists per game, leading to a CIF San Diego Section Division III championship. A memorable game on December 13, 2019, solidified his legacy in California basketball lore. He scored 77 points against Montgomery High, breaking the county's previous single-game record. This feat was not merely a statistic. It was a cultural event that reverberated through the basketball community, affirming his status as a generational talent. Accolades flooded in, including Max Prep's National Freshman of the Year and CIF San Diego Player of the Year, while recruitment exploded with offers from elite programs like Kansas and Duke. However, Williams' rise surpassed basketball metrics. His social media savvy became an exemplar of modern athlete branding, paired with a YouTube reality series that further elevated his profile. The once camera-shy teen had morphed into a content creator adept at harnessing his athleticism for cultural significance. "That was my first year of high school, and having that many followers was overwhelming," he confessed. The dawn of the nil era found Williams in an advantageous position. At 17, he inked a multi-year deal with Puma, one of the earliest endorsements for a high school athlete, launching signature apparel and sneakers. His NIL valuation soared to approximately $3.6 million, encompassing NFT collections and partnerships with brands like Cash App. Celebrity endorsements flooded in, with praise from LeBron James and Kevin Durant, alongside features from Drake, marking his transition from 7th grade viral sensations to mingling with entertainment's elite. The college recruitment process morphed into a celebration, with Williams committing to Memphis in November 2022, lured by its NBA connections and coach Penny Hardaway's revered legacy. Scouts predicted he could be a top 5 NBA draft pick, regarded as a dynamic scoring guard with immense potential. Yet, as Williams' star ascended, so too did the pressure and temptations that accompanied his burgeoning fame. The teenager who had dominated social media and basketball was about to learn how rapidly success built on shaky ground could collapse. The initial signs of trouble emerged during quieter moments off the court. Williams later remarked on instances before the main incident that signaled potential danger. "There have been slip-ups, just my youthful indiscretions," he reflected. The warning signs were evident for the perceptive. Reports indicated inconsistent effort, and the influence of his entourage could foreshadow future troubles. March 27, 2023, would be the pivotal date that split Williams' life into a before and after. At his $1.2 million residence in Jamul, east of San Diego, a supposed peaceful evening turned chaotic. A confrontation with uninvited guests escalated, resulting in shots being fired at a Tesla containing 5 people, miraculously causing no injuries. The image Williams had carefully cultivated of disciplined athlete was now tainted by this dramatic incident, launching him into a legal saga that would rapidly transform him from a basketball prodigy to a cautionary example. The ensuing legal fallout mirrored a gripping thriller, each development further damaging his carefully curated reputation. On April 13, 2023, Williams was apprehended by San Diego County deputies, facing an onslaught of 6 felony charges capable of devastating his athletic career. The stark charges included assault with a semi-automatic firearm and firing in an occupied vehicle, each carrying severe potential sentences, plunging him into a potential prison situation rather than the basketball courts. The response from the basketball community was one of shock and disbelief, with social media capturing the collective shock and sadness as fans processed the downfall of someone they had seen grow in the limelight. Comparisons arose to similar controversies surrounding NBA star Ja Morant, coining the phrase the Ja Morant effect, illustrating a concerning trend involving young black athletes in basketball. Memphis coach Hardaway, who was eager for Williams' talents, issued a neutral response while grappling with the grim possibility that his prized recruit might never join the team. The legal proceedings unfolded slowly, with each hearing complicating an already intricate case. Williams pleaded not guilty to the initial felony counts, but prosecutors were relentless in building their case. By October 2023, critical evidence emerged during a preliminary hearing, prompting the judge to allow the case to proceed to trial and adding 3 more felony counts, bringing the total to 9. These included additional charges of criminal threats and grand theft auto regarding the shooting incident, significantly escalating his potential prison time. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department reported that a dispute arose among attendees at the residence of Williams. Surprisingly, there were no injuries from the gunfire, and Williams was eventually released on a $50,000 bail. The burden of the ongoing legal matters weighed heavily, affecting not only Williams, but also his family and those who supported him. He recounted the bizarre sensation of sitting in courtrooms, observing attorneys argue over his fate while feeling completely powerless to sway their decisions. It was evident that his loved ones were terrified. His father, who never faced similar challenges, would express his anxiety, complicating Williams' mindset as he navigated this turbulent time. Meanwhile, the commercial fallout from his legal issues escalated quickly and ruthlessly, with Puma abruptly terminating their innovative multi-year footwear and endorsement agreement with Williams due to his legal troubles. Similarly, Lace Clips, a sports tech firm, also cut ties in May 2023. CEO Jonathan Nussbaum directly commented that Williams was not a fit for their brand. The financial ramifications were immediate and severe. Williams' nil valuation had once reached about $3.6 million, but swiftly fell as brands distanced themselves. The young athlete, who seemed poised to become an iconic amateur star, found himself deprived of the sponsorships that had shaped his public identity. At the University of Memphis, the situation became increasingly untenable for Williams. Following his arrest, he was indefinitely banned from team activities, effectively sidelining his freshman year before he had a chance to participate meaningfully in college basketball. The athletic department, conscious of NCAA constraints and the university's reputation, took a distant approach regarding their previously treasured recruit. Initially, he consistently trained in the gym, but as his circumstances at Memphis worsened, he felt unsupported by the athletic director. Returning home in August, he resolved to put in extra time at the gym, as basketball was no longer the primary focus, but rather a solitary pursuit. The isolation during this ordeal was profoundly challenging for Williams, who thrived on the energy of packed arenas and validation from social media. He found himself disconnected from the very activities that had once defined him. Basketball, his passion and route to success, morphed into a painful reminder of everything he could lose. The mental toll manifested in rare public appearances and scarce social media engagement. Williams later disclosed that he had deactivated his Instagram multiple times for extended periods, overwhelmed by legal pressures and public attention. The once confident teenager with millions of followers wrestled with the fundamentals of public life. As the summer and fall of 2023 dragged on, Williams found himself in an unprecedented professional limbo, too young for overseas pro options, barred from college basketball, and facing possible jail time. Meanwhile, peers like Jared McCain and Rob Dillingham progressed in their basketball careers, while Williams' future hung in the balance. His plea hearing on November 30th, 2023, ultimately became a pivotal moment in his legal narrative, yet the journey to that point had been filled with uncertainty and the looming possibility that his basketball aspirations could be dashed before they properly began. The November 30th plea hearing marked both a conclusion and a fresh start. Williams reached an agreement with authorities, pleading guilty to a single felony charge of criminal threats, with 8 other firearm-related charges dismissed under the agreement. The terms underscored the seriousness of the original offenses while suggesting a chance for redemption. He was mandated to complete anger management, cognitive behavioral therapy, gun safety courses, and 80 hours of community service, with successful completion potentially reducing the felony to a misdemeanor at sentencing. Williams lamented that only divine intervention could guide him through his tough spot, recognizing the importance of remaining grounded amid adversity. The basketball community largely embraced the plea agreement, perceiving it as a second chance for a young athlete who had erred significantly. Social media exploded with positive artifacts, framing Williams' legal resolution as a comeback story rather than merely an end to a nightmare. Williams attacked the terms of his agreement with determination, fulfilling community service and coursework. By his sentencing on August 12, 2024, he had not only met but surpassed the community service requirement, volunteering heavily with youth initiatives and demonstrating real commitment to personal development. Through a virtual court appearance, Judge Thompson Taylor officially downgraded his felony to a misdemeanor and sentenced him to a year of summary probation, permitting him to avoid incarceration while imposing a 10-year firearm possession ban. This outcome enabled Williams to restart his basketball journey. However, the landscape upon his return bore little resemblance to the one he departed. Even prior to resolving his legal troubles, in January 2024, he entered the transfer portal from Memphis, citing a lack of support amid legal uncertainty. Williams ultimately committed to the University of Central Florida, UCF, in March 2024, a move marked by reduced expectations under coach Johnny Dawkins, who championed second chances. The 2024-25 season at UCF represented Williams' inaugural experience in college basketball, but his statistics reflected modest averages of 5.1 points and 1.9 rebounds over 18 games, serving as a testament to the slow rebuild of both skills and reputation. Williams' comeback took an emotional toll, as he had to come to terms with shifting from projected lottery pick to role player, requiring patience to reconstruct a career that seemed destined for immediate NBA prominence. Interviews revealed his frustration with the current state of affairs and how he no longer took opportunities for granted, even as he worked to turn difficult situations into motivation. Despite flashes of success, notably games with highs of 14 points against ranked teams, consistency eluded him, compounded by injuries that sidelined him for 19 games. As March 2025 arrived, Williams again entered the transfer portal, looking for a new chance to display his talents. His commitment to Sacramento State in April 2025 opened another chapter in his ongoing quest for redemption. Coached by Mike Bibby, a former NBA star, and supported by advisor Shaquille O'Neal, Sacramento State represented an environment focused on Williams' skills rather than his tumultuous past. Williams expressed a singular wish to reach the NBA, asserting the importance of working hard after what he had endured. As of September 2025, Williams faced an unimaginable juncture, needing to prove that he could still fulfill dreams of NBA success despite a winding path. The young man who now speaks with newfound wisdom on themes of faith, patience, and growth contrasts starkly with the social media star that commanded attention just years prior. His journey serves as a dual reminder, cautioning about swift success's fragility while showcasing the potential for redemption through hard work. The narrative of his transition from prodigy to legal troubles to a redemptive collegiate career illustrates the complexities of modern youth athletics, revealing how social media fame and premature celebrity can present both perilous and promising scenarios. As his story continues to develop, the forthcoming chapters remain unwritten, emphasizing that in basketball, as in life, the finish matters more than start.